It's been a week of soul-searching for Coventry United after a gut-wrenching defeat in the FA Cup. The Red and Greens need to find their mojo again. Ellis Olaine and his coaching team have responded in kind to the challenging times that have befallen the squad with 3 new signings to bolster the ranks, but there's no two ways about it. Against GNG Oadby Town this afternoon, it's sink or swim at the Riverside. The best of the action in the United Counties League is right here on CUTV with Liam Cook. United's attempts at resuming normal service sees a starting 11 with 5 changes from the shocking turnaround at Abbey Holton, 3 of whom make their debuts for the club. Well, you say debuts, returns. Daniel Cassidy and centre mid duo Luke Downs and Gift Musa back in the red and green. James Ritson is recalled at centre back while Ryan Harkin reclaims the number 9 shirt. Attacking midfielder Sam Ellis is primed to make his red and green's debut from the bench. Oadby's season could not have got off to a worse start despite scoring in all 4 of their competitive outings so far. The Poachers have fallen to 4 league defeats and cup. In League and Cup. Manager Just Joe Howe looks to arrest that slump with 3 changes from the narrow defeat to Northampton Owen Chenix last time out, with Hussein, Tasonga and Mushinga brought into the fray. Dasani, Bandau and Dami drop out of the 16. Welcome one and all to another edition of Coventry United TV on the road. We're here at the Riverside ground as Coventry United look to get back on track against a GNG Oadby Town side who have yet to taste victory this season. 5 changes to the starting line. Let's get you straight in to the action as Coventry United are training just in front of us in their white and purple away strip. GNG Oadby Town in yellow and blue. For Coventry United this afternoon, number 1, Joe Neeson. Number 2, Daniel Cassidy. Number 3, Steph Morley. Number 4 is Gift Musa. 5 is Chris Cox. 6, wait a minute, trying to get the proper starting lineup here. Here we go. Number 1, Joe Neeson. 2, Daniel Cassidy. 3, Steph Morley. 4, Chris Cox. 5, James Ritson. 6, Gift Musa. 7, Charlie Faulkner. Number 8, Luke Downs. 9, Ryan Harkin. 10, Charlie Shaw. And 11, Cameron Dunn. And into the GNG Oadby Town starting 11. Number 1, Adam Binks. 2, Karoon Abhaven. 3, Umar Hussain. 4, Matt Richmond. 5, Hassad Faryad. Number 6, Ayrton Patel. 7, Taylor Shilcock. 8, Lambert Tasonga. 9, Stan Mushinga. Number 10, Emmanuel Naji. And 11, Mario Mendez. Well, we don't need to tell you what happened last time out. Coventry United 3-0 up at half-time, losing the game 4-3 with a added time penalty. Now is the chance to right the wrongs from Abbey Holton. And it's a big day for football in terms of the free-spied city. Coventry City now in full ownership of the CBS Arena. Well, it's going to be Oadby to kick things off here in Leicester. Not always the happiest of hunting grounds for Coventry United. Against a Oadby side in new colours this season, yellow and blue. And they'll be kicking from left to right against the red and green side in their changed attire, as we said, of white and purple. Let's see what the red and greens can muster on their return to the United Counties League. The referee just checking that we're all good to go. And the goalkeeping aficionados, the kits today, Coventry United all in green. And it's a grey number for the number 1, Adam Binks. And here we go, after a little false start there from Ryan Harkin. We are officially underway at the Riverside. Coventry United look to impress. James Ritson's header towards Ryan Devoe, who was a late stand-in for Charlie Shaw, who is now here, but was set to start. Battling in the midfield, Cameron Dunn forced off the ball by Hussein. Launched down the left-hand side for a Coventry United throw deep into their own half. The throw from Daniel Cassidy. And poked into touch by Matt Richmond. Coventry United much further afield now with this second throw-in. A good 25 yards into enemy territory. Red Green Army out in force this afternoon. Hoping to see their boys get back to winning ways. Here's Chris Cox, the captain, in the United half, waiting for options to present themselves. Clips it down the right-hand side for Dunn. Dunn's got the wrong side of the defenders. Will he go for it here? Pulls it back. Didn't quite have the legs in it to find Roy Devoe, and out for a throw-in on the opposite side. Richmond standing firm. Downs. Here's Cox. Chris Cox now to Gif Musa. Ritson. Looks for the through ball to Hammond, cut out by Richmond. Harkin makes the block, and it will be a throw-in to Oadby halfway into their own turf. Hooked down the right-hand side, nodded towards the penalty area by Shilcock. And shifted towards the goalkeeper, Neeson, by Steph Morley, standing strong in front of his opposition. Thumped upfield by Neeson. His second start for Coventry United. Luke Downs making his second debut for the club after playing 64 times and scoring 1 goal in his previous stint between 2018 and 2020. It's back with Neeson. Morley to Devoyle, dropping deep. Just slips off the Luke Downs for a throw into Oadby, 10 yards into United turf. And it will be taken by Haven. No space to work with for Oadby in the centre, and Coventry United have prized it back with Devoyle. Now Ritson. Cassidy, a fan favourite. A lot of red and green supporters happy to see him back in the team. But Oadby coming away with it. Here's Mario Mendes, the top scorer. Looking for a route in from the left. Covered off by Dunn and Ritson. Mendes still with the ball, backtracking, looking to whip it in. It's hit out of the area by Chris Cox, but great work on show by Mendes. No doubt he's going to be the danger man today. Faulkner. Down line to Steph Morley in a left-back position this afternoon. He's been playing in the centre more recently. It's good to see these able to shake off that knock he received in Stoke last time out, which forced him off the field. Upfield now to Harkin. Little shove in the back by Faryad. Referee says nothing doing. Here's Tasonga. And stretch as he might, Shilcock just got a toe to it, couldn't bring it under control, and Morley shepherds it into touch. Level with their own penalty area. Coventry United have got to find the way out. Morley looks for purple options. Onto the edge of his penalty area, and James Ritson, the ever-reliable veteran. Luke Downs trying to thread it for Dunn. It's just caught by Umar Hussein. And now Adam Binks clears only as far as the head of Downs. Cushion header for Cameron Dunn again. Just behind the onrushing Downs. Now Tasonga looks for room to manoeuvre in the centre. Mendes to his left. Naji to his right. Still going to Songa. Blasted against Tasonga by Ritson. Throwing Coventry United in their own backyard. No nonsense defending from Ritson. Cassidy looks for options from the throw. We'll, of course, keep up to date with what's going on and a real party atmosphere at the CBS Arena later on as Coventry City celebrates gaining full ownership of their home for the first time in 20 years. They're taking on QPR. Now looking for ball into the area, back heel by Cox. DeVoyle. And it's shepherded out by the number 5, Hassad Fariad. Up it goes from Hussein. Mushinga runs into Gif Musa. Still it's alive with Tasonga. Shoulder to shoulder with Down, shoves him into Gif Musa and brings the ball with him. DeVoyle, now Ritson. Ritson free to Downs in the centre circle. Now Musa, a much more controlled midfield this afternoon for Coventry United. 2 firm fan favourites returning to the club. Musa can't find a way through to Songa. Thumped upfield by Patel, but the ball was going nowhere, and an infraction by DeVoyle on the shoulder of Patel leads to a free kick. 10 yards into their own turf for GNG Oadby Town. Full-time scores to bring you from the Premier League. Manchester City 0, Spurs 2. Brennan Johnson and Polinia getting the win for Spurs. Their early goal already in the 3 o'clock kickoffs as Marcus Tavernier has put Bournemouth 1-0 in front against Wolves. And it's 0-0 between Brentford and Villa and Burnley and Sunderland. And in the Championship, Leicester City getting a 1-0 win. A beautiful goal from Fatawu, earning the spoils for the Foxes. Hull 0, Blackburn 3 and Swansea 1, Watford 1. And taking the free kick is going to be Binks. Cox leaps like a salmon, beating Patel in the air. Back towards Naji. He's got it back from Mushinga. The referee now notices the flag raised on this near side against the Oadby number 9. Cox. Crosses back line to Morley. Just stabbed it into the ground. Snatched it there, the veteran. And the throw-in to be taken by Andhaven. Fariad. Now to Songa. Dispossessed right under his nose by DeVoyle. Now looking to set Harkin down the left-hand side. He's not going to get there. Back with Binks, the goalkeeper from Fariad. To Sanga. Great header by Musa, but launched high into the sky by Richmond. It's not a sunny day here in Leicester, but it is a humid one. And the players will have to get their hydration right. And Musa makes the block on Stan Mushinga. Down this right-hand side, throw in about 15 yards into Coventry lines. It's been mainly Oadby on the attack so far. Mushinga, surrounded by purple, somehow able to find Lambert to Songa, but again DeVoyle is there to dispossess him. Quick move by Faulkner. DeVoyle looks for Cameron Dunn off the chest of Umar Hussein. And Hussein again, as United's attempt to clear. Richmond sends one high down the left and skews it out for the throw. And there has been a goal at the CBS. They've already had 12 minutes there, and Coventry City lead through Haji Wright. Fantastic stuff for the Sky Blues. After the purchase of the ground by Doug King this morning, announced around 9 o'clock. After many, many years of turmoil on their home turf. And there is that legend that when the ground was built, a Leicester City fan actually buried a Leicester shirt under the turf to curse Coventry. It certainly seems that curse has been lifted. Mendes looking at a straight pass. Daniel Cassidy, has he got the corner? Yes, he has. Right on the touchline. Ritson looks on in disgust towards the match official. It will be a corner from the left-hand side, which Mendes, the top scorer, will take. All but 2 up for GNG Oadby Town, and Haven and Hussein staying back. Crucial header across his own net by Cox. To Sanga. Back in by Richmond, and headed well over in the end by Stan Mashinga. Neeson not yet called into action. A young man with a lot of talent, a lot of skill. A lot was made about what happened last week, but he's out to prove the critics wrong today. Cassidy, long range ball from the back, not an accurate one, and into the shrubbery behind the dugouts here at the Riverside. I don't see a river around here, but there is a train track next to the ground, so have to be careful in sending balls over there. You won't get them back. Down, scoops it up, but it's headed on by Shilcock. United wanted a free kick there, an infraction from Naji on Gif Musa, and Coventry United have got the free kick, just the other side of the centre circle in their own half. In fact, no, it's been given as a drop ball. It must have hit the referee. Ritson looks for Dunn. Barges Hussein out of the way. Dunn gets it back from Downs. It's Cameron Dunn, let's fly. Rolls well wide in the end. Now Adam Binks heads over to take the goal kick. Plenty of action in the United Counties League today. There are a few teams in FA Vars competition today, so there's 5 matches in the United Counties League. Only, sadly, one of them elsewhere are using the Football Web Pages app, that being Ayleston and Amesbury. But that is a game we want to keep an eye on, as, of course, Ayleston want to go for the title, as do United, and Amesbury are up next for Coventry on Monday. So we'll let you know what's going on when we can. From the ground where Gary Lineker called home for so many years. Here's Morley. Looks for Devoyle. Nods it back towards Faulkner, who's waiting for it to come to him, but it's collected by Andhaven. Now to Songa, looking for the run of Mario Mendes down the left-hand side. He's got Cassidy for company. Cassidy will get there first and just edge Mendes away from the ball as it trickles over the line. Level with his own penalty area. Great awareness on show there by Cassidy, who is equally as impressive a striker as he is a right-back. He's been asked to play further back this afternoon in the absence of Harry Wilson. Headed on by Harkin into the centre. Faulkner a little too slow to it, so Shilcock thumps it back to Hassid Fariad. And it's a slightly under-hit ball there to Harkin. He's got something on the end of it, but Binks able to clear just in time towards Richmond. Done to Downs. Look for the through ball to the ball, but cut out by Fariad. Shilcock tangles legs with Dunn. With Downs, I should say. Downs with the slide onto Shanga, asking for handball. His hands were nowhere near it to me. Cox bobbles on towards Devoyle. Ryan Harkin moving in from the right. It's Ryan Harkin. Looks for Cameron Dunn. Snatched from behind by Fariad. Keeping the red and greens at bay. One shot apiece so far in the opening 15 minutes. GNG Oadby Town 0, Coventry United 0. With Binks on the edge of his area. Plenty of recruitments at Coventry United and Oadby recently. Oadby making big strides in their last outing against Northampton ON Chenix. Those we spoke to who saw that game have said that it could well have been a draw, probably deserved to be a draw for Oadby. Still yet to pick up their first point of the season. Still very much early days. Oadby just surviving last season. They don't want to be in the same scenario again, having to sweat until the last day. Coventry United will hope to get promotion tied up before then too. Here's Faulkner. Look to square it for Devoyle on the edge of the area. Punted clear by Patel. Bounces kindly for Cox away from Mashinga. Morley. Charlie Faulkner on the ball for Coventry United. And Haven behind. Dispossesses him and it's into the path of Tashunga. Lambert to Songa. Still going to Songa. Forced towards the right-hand side. And Songa going for glory. Brought down well by Neeson. Rolled out quickly with Cassidy. Under hit and picked out by Naji. Behind to Hussein. Mashinga. He's got Ritson behind. And now Mario Mendes takes it on. Looks for the cross, covered off by Downs. Mashinga again. Mashinga keeps it in despite the best efforts of Downs. Tosunga also on the edge of the area, hits the shoulder of Musa. And comes back out with Ayrton Patel. Plenty of space out wide for Amhaven if he can find him. Here he is. Karun Amhaven cross to the head of Downs. Hooked upfield by Downs, but not as far as he would have liked. Hussein keeps it alive, but prodded out on the volley by Daniel Cassidy as Mendes waited for it to hit his chest. It's Oadby with the best of play so far. A big weekend for Coventry United. Only 6 points will do in the 2 bank holiday games. Musa strong in the standing challenge on Tasonga, but he's still able to find an option in the air, but Mashinga couldn't get the first touch right, and a goal kick will follow. Go in the Premier League. Aston Villa behind. Brentford taking an early lead at the G-Tech Community Stadium. Surprising there for Unai Emery and his team. Toshanga. Mendes. Mashinga nudged aside by Cox. Referee says it's just good strength. But Cox asking why was it necessary? Why did he end up there? The captain barking at his troops. The referee has just halted the game as Charlie Faulkner's shin pad has dropped out, and it's one of those minuscule shin pads that would barely cover a fly's bottom. They certainly seem to be popular amongst the younger players, especially aiding movements, but certainly not aiding protection. There's a throw on the halfway line for Coventry United. Here's Downs, back to Cassidy. Volleys towards the centre circle. Will it have the legs to find more? He's headed to give Musa. To right back, and Cassidy scoops it up. Looks for Dunn. Fired back where it came from by Matt Richmond. Mendes. Enough on it to find Unaji. Tosanga. Mendes was the target, but not if Ritson had anything to do with it. Devoyle caught in possession. And now driving on. There was a tag on the shirt there by a United man on Fariad. And Mashinga blocked off from the area by Morley. And Cox lunging in, making contact with the shin of Taylor Shilcock. And that's exactly why you need the wider and more protective shin pads. Well, football these days compared to the 60s and 70s isn't as much of a brutal sport as it is, or it used to be. But yeah, those infractions still hurt. And Shilcock in need of some treatment. And substitutes for GNG Oadby Town: Jamari Hyatt, Rizvan Hussain, Sergio Dillon, Jagger Singh and Jakeem Jennings. And for Coventry United, they had been hoping on a full 5 contingent, but Scott Hammond had to pull out late due to personal circumstances. So on the bench for the Renton Greens, Ben Vallance, Charlie Shaw, Sam Ellis, a new recruit from Rugby Town, an attacking midfielder, and Benji Anamarco, who got the first goal on Saturday at Abbey Halton. And the magic sponge and deep heat spray are out. Only one other goal in the Championship aside from the Sky Blues taking an early lead against Haji Wright. That coming at Wrexham. And don't even ask me to try and pronounce their stadium's name. It's Welsh, I can barely understand English. But it's Kiefer Moore who's put the Welsh team in front. And still at the newly named Mary Linwood ground, it's Aylstone Park 0, Amesbury Rovers 0. And we do take a trip to Northamptonshire to take on Amesbury on Monday. Do join us there in person if you can. If not, then we've got live coverage here as always. And it seems as if the stream is actually working today. We've got the Wi-Fi going on nicely. Headset seems to be working. And of course, all those things are working as Roy Eden has actually come to a game for once. Yes, Roy, as you are right, this is the #1 coverage in non-league. Might be this week. Everyone's focused on the FA Vars. The free kick to come after the foul from Cox. I didn't see a card come out, but it will be Umar Hussain to try and get Oadby on the score sheet. Oadby have scored in every single competitive outing this season. Can they keep that run going? Out comes Neeson, claims it beautifully. And the young keeper gets United underway straight away, looking for Harkenhead. Back where it came from by Amhaven. Musa and brought down by Cameron Dunn. Oadby tracking back. DeVore tried to flick it behind, but Richmond with the interception. Now to Songa. Little shove in the back by Dunn. Gone to the referee's assistant. He got the last touch, and it will be a throw-in in front of the home dugout for the Poachers. And an early substitution due to that tackle from Cox. Shilcock cannot continue. And it's going to be Rizvan Hussain who will make his way onto the field. It's not what the home side would have wanted so early, but now both sides do have 4 subs that they can use. And we're hearing there may be a second goal at the CBS. We'll double check it. The news coming from Alan Ward, who's not always reliable. We're hearing it's Thomas Asante who scored. Now, I definitely don't believe that one. Here's Devoyle. Looks for Luke Downs. Over ambitious from Devoyle. And collected by Hussain. Tosanga moving out wide. Blasted against him by Cassidy, but I think it had gone anyway before Cassidy made that move. And yeah, we will give Alan his flowers here because Coventry are 2-0 up, and it is Brandon Thomas Asante who scored. So today couldn't have gone much better for the Sky Blues. Well, let's see if the Red and Greens can try and match it. Morley. Done. Trips over and trying to bring that ball under control, and now Mendes races down the left to beat Cassidy too, but Cassidy's got the march on him. Back with Neeson, plenty of time to boot it away as Shilcock hobbles around the park and back to the dugout. We hope he's okay, because he has been withdrawn from the game, and Cameron Dunn's having to get his boot back on. So at the moment, United are down to 10. Tosanga. Wrestled into touch by Musa. He dragged the ball over the line with his boots. Throw into GNG Oadby Town. And now Mushinga. Poor touch off the shin there of Stan Mushinga. Expect better from him. As he had options, including the recent substitute Rizvan Hussain on the right side. And United can't move out. They're struggling to get these moves going. And they've given up the ball for a throw-in halfway into their own turf. It's been a shaky start for the Red and Green so far. Oadby controlling possession. And we're already up to the 25-minute mark. Coventry United and Oadby still deadlocked at 0-0. Game of very few opportunities. A very clunky opening 25 minutes for both sides. It's not the best of services, you have to say, here at the Riverside ground. Rather scorched, rather than uneven. And a free kick there earned by Amhaven. A little too physical there, Coventry United, trying to keep Oadby out. free kick will come through Umar Hussain. We'll have two Hussains now on the field, along with Rizvan Hussain. No idea if they're related. Umar Hussain lines it up, dinks it in, headed away by Downs. Mashinga tried to keep it alive, but it's Devoe who hooks it upfield, and now Ryan Harkin gets racing down the left, and he's got there ahead of Amhaven. He needs support now. Ryan Harkin into the centre with Devoyle. Looks right, looks left, no one there, goes behind to Morley. Luke Downs, signed this week from Rugby. It's a delightful ball into the area, but a couple of paces behind it was Charlie Faulkner, and brought to a safe stop by Binks. Very capable number one. Skews that one high into the sky. Not much distance on it. Doesn't even reach the halfway line. Devoyle. Oh, and a high lunge by Riley Devoyle. Yeah, could be a yellow card. High one onto Songa. Letting his frustrations get the better of him as he let the ball roll away, and a yellow card for the Coventry United vice-captain, Riley Devoyle. Cox wants more reinforcements at the back. They can ill afford to go behind here. Like we say, Oadby have a record of scoring in all games so far. They haven't been able to get a point yet, but goals are a guarantee at the Riverside. Out comes Neeson again. Good strong punch, and volleyed away by Musa. Flattened two players in the process there, did Joe Neeson. That's the sort of goalkeeper that Coventry want to see. Command the area, let nothing through. And United's long ball from the back. It's not working at the moment. Straight back to Binks of Harkin, trying to catch up to it. Ritson's header down. Tasonga and Cox both go for the same ball. Tasonga got there first. It's up in the air, headed out by Morley. Castley swipes away from Mendez. Dunn takes it straight back into the path for the top scorer, and deflected out off Cameron Dunn for a Oadby throw. Tasonga, well, he must have been passing to the invisible man there. Switched to the play, but no one in either purple or yellow waiting on this near side. Straight out for a throw halfway into United turf. Morley. Musa. Steph Morley through the space to Luke Downs. Cyphered it past Ayrton Patel. Devoyle closed down by Amhaven. Hussain runs into Musa, and it's prized away by the United legend. Downs swipes it onto Devoyle, and now Harkin's got the run on Fariad. Ryan Harkin, tight angle, but can he get the shot away? Still Ryan Harkin. Ryan Harkin squeezes it in. Normal service resumed for Coventry United and for Ryan Harkin. The return of one goal so far this season, not to the standards of Harkin, but that strike certainly was. Brought the ball under his spell, got the wrong side of Fariad, and Binks at the near post tried to parry, couldn't get anything on it. It's certainly one the Red Green Army will want to see back on the replay. But a goal befitting a striker of Harkin's calibre. And Coventry United, despite Oadby having the best of the action in the opening half an hour, take the lead at the Riverside. So 15 to go until half-time. Oadby 0, Coventry 1. And it's great to see Ryan Harkin back on the score sheet. Tasanga all over Dunn. Referee says it's fair. Games he's bundled out for the throw, and Tasanga's going to leave it for Umar Hussain on that far side, in front of Jazz Joe Howell's technical area. Hussain hooks it towards Mashinga. Good strong header by Ritson, up by Musa and on by Musa. Dunn skips past Patel, couldn't take the ball with him, but Faulkner steams in. Dunn clattered into by Ayrton Patel, And the referee's given the free kick to Coventry United and wants a word. It was actually Matt Richmond who's getting the ticking off and the referee. DeVoyle standing over it for the red and greens. Can they double their advantage? DeVoyle, deft header by Faulkner. Did it take a touch on the way through? Yes, it did. And Haven arguing the toss with the official, as is Rizvan Hussain. Neither the linesman or the referee were 100% sure, but it has now been called in favour of Coventry. Morley to whip it in from the left-hand side. In it goes from the veteran. Oh, and Biggs has lost it. But the hook clear, as far as done, brings it down. You see how dusty the surface is. Back in by Morley. Faulkner couldn't get enough on the header. Goal kick. United currently sitting 9th in the United Counties League table. Nuneaton leading the way at winning all 4 of their league games. United have only played 3. With a draw, a win and a defeat. They've yet to win on home turf this season, Coventry United. Both of their victories in the League and Cup have come away at Shifnal and Histon. And their travels, until last week at least, seem to have been pretty comfortable for Coventry United. Here's Downs. Harkin. DeVoyle. And chipped it straight between Harkin and Faulkner. Goal kick it will be. Here's Mushinga. Mushinga to Hussain. Stan Mushinga draws in the barge from Gif Musa. Goes down, doesn't get the free kick, but he does get Musa's boot. Faulkner, lovely flowing move from Coventry United. DeVoyle, just out of reach for Downs. Richmond upfield, bounces onto the head of James Ritson. Drives it down low for Cameron Dunn under pressure. Great strength from Dunn. Eventually loses out to Umar Hussain and blasts it out off Cameron Dunn. Throwing right on the halfway line to the home side. Tosanga. Mendes won't reach it, Ritson will. Cassidy through the legs. But Tosanga has picked it up. Cox keeps Oadby out of the area for now. Mushinga looking for an option. Cannons off the leg of James Ritson. It's been put in the back of the net by Hussain, but it won't count. Ritson, not a player that you'll get off the field willingly. But they do have defensive options on the bench. Well, defensive option, I should say, in veteran Ben Vallance. Club's all-time record appearance maker, over 215 matches for Coventry United. Closely followed by Chris Cox. We're 4-0 from the CBS, so we missed a couple of goals there from the CBS arena. Let's have a look on we're certainly up to 3. So Jack Radoni has made it 3-0. The 4th goal hasn't come up yet. But yes, it is. It's 4-0 before half-time, and Haji Wright again. The Sky Blues are having a field day at the CBS. Here at the Riverside with 10 minutes to go until half-time. It's Coventry United leading by 1 goal to 0. Through Ryan Harkin. Binks towards this near side. Hussain, just the right side of the line. Fariad high into the sky, nodded back to the left-hand side by Cox. And Haven and Faulkner, looks like Faulkner took it over, indeed it did. Cameron and Haven takes the throw and takes a fair few yards on that throw. Headed clearance by Cox, on by Downs. Cameron Dunn is swap wings with Riley DeVoyle. Not across the centre circle by Fariad, but DeVoyle looks for Ryan Harkey, cut out by Richmond. Long one towards Mendes. Cassie's header only as far as Mushinga. Stan Mushinga. And the chance to unleash. And it's a chance wasted for Lambert Tasonga. Long range strike, bouncing off the clubhouse. Ritson to Charlie Faulkner, playing a little deeper than we saw him last Saturday. The ball towards the ball is intercepted by Patel and slides it on to Naji. Tasonga, a little drag on the shoulder by Downs. Referee says no, and Jas Johan on the touchline is absolutely furious. He'll be even more than happy if United could score from here, but Faulkner dispossessed from behind. Fariad back to Binks, and that should be the end of that chapter. Binks. Tasonga. Clips it left for Mendes. Chest control by Daniel Cassidy. Pirouettes around the top scorer. Clears as far as Tasonga again. Closed down by Faulkner. And Faulkner's got the better of the number 8. And sent to the ground clearly there by Tasonga. But it's actually been given against Charlie Faulkner. Was there a reaction from the United number 7? Or did he drag Tasonga down with him? It looked to me more of a foul towards Coventry United. Short one taken to Umar Hussain. And Faulkner charges down. Richmond. Fariad's available on the far side, but Richmond chops away from Harkin and goes long himself. Ritson nods it back to Neeson. And Neeson will take a little time to ponder his next move. Doesn't want to pick it up too early because, of course, goalkeepers now only have 8 seconds once they've picked it up to release it. And Neeson did fall foul of that at Drayton Beaumont Park last week. He's got it away in time this time. And Haven brings it to feet. Hussain. Musinga. And Haven back to Musinga. Naji looks for Musinga again. Steph Moore just necessaries. And Tasonga, well, he's got the appetite for goal, but so far it's famine rather than feast. Out calmly with Morley. Looks for Faulkner. It's over the head of Faulkner. Patel, heavy touch, allows Faulkner to intercept and caught on the ankle as he tried to skip through an Oadby sandwich. Well, we're not at corn, so he is technically the meat in the corn sandwich. One of our most famous lines here on the CUTV. 5 minutes to go until half time. Faulkner receiving treatment. Let's have a look through the professional scores. Bournemouth still 1-0 up at home to Wolves. Brentford also maintaining their 1-0 advantage over Aston Villa. And it's 0-0 between Burnley and Sunderland. And the Championship, Birmingham 0, Oxford 0, Coventry 4, QPR 0, Norwich 0, Middlesbrough 0, Preston 1, Ipswich 0, Sheffield United 0, Millwall 1. Rotten start for Ruben Sellers at the Blades. Southampton 0, Stoke 0. Mark Robbins looking for another victory in charge of the Potters. West Brom 1, Portsmouth 0, and Wrexham 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. And it's still scoreless in the game between Elston Park and Ainsbury Rovers. to me sounds like a particularly hard trek for the Red and Greens on Monday. Faulkner seems okay to continue. And Eslane imparting his wisdom and instructions on one of the new signings, Dan Cassidy. Closing stages of the first half. Can Coventry United make it a little more comfortable heading into the break? Hussein doesn't clear the danger. It's high into the sky. Can Harkin bring it down? No, he can't. Out as far as Riley Devoyle. And Devoyle's going to give it a go. Bounces past the far post. But since that goal, Coventry United have looked a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable. Hussein trying not to get trapped in their own backyard here. Musa beating the number 10 and Naji to it. He was tripped on the way through. Referee says nothing doing. And striding out now is Fariad. Pushing into the midfield. Still going Fariad. Runs into Morley. And Naji against the chest of Steph Morley, but gets it back across now to Tasonga. Asking too much of Mario Mendes. The through ball heads straight out for the goal kick in front of the Coventry United officials there. Luke Morton, former assistant manager, watching on. Now brought back into the club as an advisor to the under-21s, as well as some scouting duties. Here's Morley. Cameron Dunn. Deflected past Sandhaven. Downs back to Dunn. Dunn wasn't getting there. He was shot on the way through by Patel, but the referee could have easily blown the whistle. Musa using Tasanga as a launch pad, and Tasanga holding his head again. The whistle stays silent. Referee letting the game flow. That has to be applauded. Musa under pressure from Mendes and heads over to the left-hand side of Morley. Now Luke Downs. Slightly under hit to give Musa, and now Naji trying to get there first. Morley sweeps in. Ritson at centre-back now with Cassidy. Coventry looking to dictate the next move. High one towards Faulkner. Headed out under pressure by Matt Richmond. Faulkner doing well to force the throw. Just knocking on the door of the Coventry United opposition penalty area. Birmingham have just now taken the lead in their game against Oxford through Pike. Ritson to Musa. Finds the run of Cassidy. Dan Cassidy keeps it in, gets the cross away, looks for Cameron Dunn. Cushion header for Charlie Faulkner on the volley. Didn't get the sweets of contacts. Headed away by Amhaven. Dunn tried to keep it alive. Tasonga's header out as far as Steph Morley. Harkin. Down line with Morley. Oadby starting to fan out. And the ball by Morley. Charged down by Naji. Throw into Coventry United halfway into their own territory. Awkward leap there for Amhaven. Referee says nothing doing, as now Faulkner looks to cut in. Charlie Faulkner. Will it be a similar goal to Harkin? No, this time Patel and Fariad both getting in the way. Tasonga, we're now in the last minute of normal time. Musa concedes a bit of a soft free kick. Just nudging Tasonga down. The improvements to the Oadby setup are apparent, but so far not enough to prevent United from taking the lead. Ryan Harkin, the difference between the two sides at the moment. Ritson goes long towards Harkin, towering header by Richmond. Devoyle ensures it goes out for a throw and prevents the intervention there from Umar Hussein. Cassidy. Patel's header back into the midfield. Naji trying to beat Musa for pace. Musa didn't get into pocket of space. Devoyle. Down line with Cassidy. Musa. Chris Cox. Across to Morley into added minutes. Cameron Dunn. Give Musa. Morley. Quick controlled action for Coventry United. Downs turns away from Tasunga. Musa looks for Downs, but intercepted by Tasunga, and they're looking for Mashinga down the left-hand side. Stan Mashinga gets there first, hassled and harried all the way by Cassidy. Mendes makes the overlapping run, but still going Mashinga. Cannons off the back of Chris Cox. Mashinga again from Mendes. Can't find his way for a sea of white and purple. Now Coventry on the counter. Here's Cameron Dunn. He's got Morley to his left-hand side. Here is Steph Morley taking on Anhaven. Lovely turn in the centre circle by Cameron Dunn. He's got DeVoyle to his right-hand side. Tries to find the vice-captain. He's picked him out beautifully. Looks for Dunn again. Blocked to the near post by Richmond. And Haven struggling as he gets back to his feet, and Tasunga trying to get out of danger. Richmond finishes the job. Straight into touch for a throw-in. United have one more chance. We've had 90 seconds of added time. Cassidy with the final opportunity of the half. The throws in towards Harkin, doesn't quite reach him, but Tasunga has nodded it out for a throw right in the corner. Didn't get the call that either, won that aerial duel. But United won't have the chance to take it after 2 added minutes. Coventry United have the lead heading into the break, but a much improved Oadby have not made it easy for them. Ryan Harkin getting back to scoring ways on a game where they desperately needed him to perform. But so far, so good for Ellis Lane and his team. Half-time score at the Riverside Ground in the United Counties League Premier Division South. GNG Oadby Town 0, Coventry United 1. And we're back for the second half here at the Riverside Ground. Half-time score, GNG Oadby Town 0, Coventry United 1. Ryan Harkin putting the red and greens in front midway through the first half. Now, the question is, can Coventry United manage this game and get over the line with all 3 points? No changes from what we can see at half-time. Of course, Oadby forced into a change earlier on as Rizvan Hussain was drafted in for Taylor Shilcock due to an injury. Here's Coventry United to kick things off, heading from left to right. Here we go. Big 45 minutes. Let's see what the red and greens have learned from that game at Oadby Town. At Abbey Holton, I should say. We're at Oadby Town now. Faulkner earns an early throw-in right in the corner of that burst down the left-hand side. Fariad forced into action. And we're hearing it 6-0 now at Coventry. It was 5-0 at half-time through Radoni, and now they must have just kicked off. It's 6-0 at the CBS Arena. Can you believe it? What a day for the Sky Blues. United have only got the 1, but at the moment, 1 is enough. But the throw-in comes to nothing. Here's Mashinga. Cox. Steph Morley, United back in possession. Musa on the halfway line. Launches it back to Neeson. We're talking to Joe Neeson's dad at half-time, explaining that Neeson, currently on the books at Solihull Moors, is just getting to experience with some short-term loans this season. So hopefully it gives the young lad what he needs. He absolutely dominated the penalty area in the opening 45 minutes. Looks like he's really learnt from that opening game on Saturday. Cassidy has the ball for Coventry United, looking for an option. And finds it in Faulkner. And his arm by his side, looked like he did take a deflection off the arm. And took a deflection off Ayrton Patel on the way through, with his back to the ball. Coventry United throw in halfway into enemy lines. Downs. Across to Musa. Clips it left, no one home. Rizvan Patel. Hussain, I should say, with the interception. Hussain ducking and diving through the midfield. Now to Songa. Looks for Mendes. Cassidy tries to keep him at bay and holds him off just long enough for Joe Neeson to collect. Defender and goalkeeper in perfect harmony. Ritson. Now Cassidy at right back. His first starts of the season for Coventry United is returning. Looks for Faulkner under hit and Nagy. Back to Nagy. Now Mashinga. Can he get Oadby back on the right track? Lunging in was Cox. Got enough of the ball. He's Mashinga in a heap. Downs looks left and spots Morley with the freedom of Leicester. Rolls it through the centre circle. And again, Faulkner. Plenty of time and space. Was it behind Devoyle? Devoyle snatches at it. Under pressure after racing back. And Nagy has got it. Rizvan Hussain, cut out by Morley. Looks for Ryan Harkin. Drops deep. Morley, back to Harkin, whose goal is the difference. Looking for Charlie Faulkner. And Amphaven able to chest it down and bring it back for Oadby. Mashinga catches Cox on the heel as Cox prods it out. Throw in only halfway into United turf. Here's Rizvan Hussain. Cox stays down. And now to Songa through. It's offside. He drags it across the face of goal anyway. And Cox stays down. And this is the last thing that Coventry need with a trip to Amesbury on Monday. We were speaking to Ellis Lane before the match. He said the last thing that we need today is injuries. Any sort of knock, especially long-term stuff. It's Chris Cox. After being caught, it looked like the lower calf area. Or did he feel something snap? The physio heads over. No Lucy said today, so Paul Dunn taking over responsibilities. And that's 6th goal for Coventry City. We can confirm was scored by Victor Torp in just the 2nd minute of the second half. Cox back on his feet and looks set to continue. have subs in Ben Gianmarco and Ben Valance warming up down the touchline, also with Sam Ellis on the bench. New recruits from Rugby Town, as well as Charlie Shaw, who was set to start today in place of Riley DeVoyle, but couldn't arrive in time. And Haven, as we're back underway at the Riverside. Mashinga now to Songa. Mendes, he's been kept quiet this afternoon by Dan Cassidy, and again getting the wrong side of the winger, getting between player and ball and prizing it away. Great stuff from Cassidy, just what you need at right back right now. Off the shoulder of Harkin from the boot up field. And Oadby push on again with Tasonga. Here's Mashinga, the striker, rolls it out wide for Hussein. Rizwan Hussein. Masinga, crowd of purple in his way. Slides in and slides it all the way out for a goal kick. Masinga hoping that the referee would point to the corner flag. He didn't. We've already had 6 minutes of second half action here at GNG Oadby Town. Still Oadby 0, Coventry United 1. And a poor pass from the back by Ritson invites pressure. And now here's Hussein trying to trick his way through. Out-tricked himself, actually, as it rolls to the feet of Chris Cox. Luke Downs. Musa. Morley calming things down at left back. Now Chris Cox. And his clearance hits the back of Mashinga. And Mashinga's got it back from Hussein. His back to goal being edged away from the box by Cox. Mashinga maintains possession. Now Naji couldn't wrestle through James Ritson. That's not a match you're ever going to win. And Ritson upfield as far as Karen and Haven. And under hit to Fariad, allowing Ryan Harkin to sneak in. Options on the right. Oh, it hits the sternum of Dunn. He was looking towards Roy DeVoyle. But now it's with Charlie Faulkner. Still alive for Coventry United. DeVoyle. Cassidy makes the overlap. Here's Luke Downs. DeVoyle. Clipping towards Cameron Dunn. The flag is up. Referee hasn't seen it. And the referee, in fact, is going to allow Oadby to continue with the advantage. And Haven looking for an option down the right-hand side of Hussein, but deflected out for a throw-in halfway into their own half by Ryan Harkin. Throw-in taken out of position by Haven, and the referee has asked for it to be taken again. Ben Gianmarco is being called over by Ellis Elaine. Could we see the first change of Coventry United's match? Because we already saw Shilcock taken off injured in the early stages of the first half. Binks inviting pressure from Harkin, but it's out with Richmond. And nowhere near Mendes, headed away by Cassidy. Gift Musa with the interception. From the open midfielder, Lambert to Songa. Ritson. Back with Neeson. Morley through to Luke Downs. Coventry just keeping the ball at their feet at the moment, not trying to give it away in any silly areas of the park. Ritson drills it through to DeVoyle. Musa. Cassidy charged down by Mendes, throwing Coventry United deep into their own half, and Adamarco is stripped off and ready to go. He'll be coming on very shortly. Neeson. Morley on the left side of the area. Now it's with Luke Downs dropping deep for Coventry United. Surrounded by yellow shirts, but ducks and dives out of the way to Cox. Now Morley, Charlie Faulkner upfield. Heads back towards his own final third. And uses that space to whip past Hussein. Now takes on Patel. A determined, driven run from Faulkner, but Patel gets the block. To Sanga. Now Richmond all the way home to Binks. Binks' ball towards Hussein. A little forearm in the back on Rizvan Hussein. Forces him off the ball. United throw. 15 yards into their own territory. Alamarco still waiting to get the go-ahead to come on. Faulkner has moved into a more attacking role with Devoyle dropping deeper in the second half. Devoyle almost playing as a winger before half-time. And Charlie Faulkner has asked for a brief stoppage here as he tries to tape those tiny shin pads into place. Morley, headed on by Faulkner, only as far as Hased Faryad. And Binks, closed down by Harkin, gets it away just in time. That's with Umar Hussein. As Devoyle and Faulkner piling on the pressure, and Richmond has to hook it out on this near side. Level with the area, great pressing, great pressure from Coventry United. Coventry in the ascendancy, but they've got to make this possession and this opportunity count. Launched in by Morley, headed away to the near post by Tosanga. And Musa can only chip it out for the throw, allowing United to track back and regroup. Ritson wants to see improvement from the Coventry United team. Oadby are much improved, but are bottom of the league for a reason. Richmond off the chest of Ritson, under pressure from Mashinga. Morley flicked on with the head of Faulkner in the midfield. Patel just able to toe poke it away from Harkin. Musa gets down and dirty, but collected by Tosanga. All the way back to Binks. Past Ryan Harkin, and now looks for Umar Hussein. Too close to Cassidy, but digs it into the ground. Musa slides at Tosanga. Referee says it's fair game, but Oadby have got possession. Here's Mario Mendes. Mendes looks across and finds Ayrton and Patel. Tosanga has stayed down. Unaji couldn't get the space into the path of Cox. And now United are on the attack, and Tosanga has got back on his feet. Done, and the flag raised against Ryan Harkin. You tell from a mile away that he was past the last defender. Richmond fires it up from the defensive flanks, but only as far as Steph Morley at left back for Coventry. Ritson playing out from the back. Skews it out for a throw-in. It was looking for the run of Charlie Faulkner, and still Adamarco waits for the chance to make an impression. He's going for a few more warm-ups down the touchline. Keep himself warm. Richmond's the centre-back for GNG Oadby Town. And also a change for Oadby coming up in Jakeem Jennings, set to make his introduction. The second change of the afternoon for Oadby. Unaji. That's with Mashinga. Mendes on the left. Still waiting for a chance to imprint his personality on the game. It's Mashinga! And stopped well by Neeson. Darting across from the near post there was Joe Neeson, smothering it before he could cross the line. Done. From the clearance, United have got the throw in. And now Oadby ready to make their change. And Stan Mashinga will make way. That shot, the last action he'll see today, and in his place Jakeem Jennings. informing Mario Mendes that the ball that he was reached on the left-hand side was actually intended for Mashinga. Faulkner out-muscled in that tussle. Jennings. It looks like Nagy is going to be playing as the solo striker now, and not the best of balls there from Jennings. Straight to Neeson. Here's Ritson. Cassidy. Joe Neeson. Cox. Looks for Dunn on the left-hand side, but intercepted by Karun Amhaven. Mashinga avoids the challenge of Cox, but Cox took the leg and gives away the free kick. 15 yards into United turf, just the other side of the centre circle. Fariad. Now Patel. Amhaven looks for the cross. Has got Dunn for company, and Dunn's presence allows Faulkner to swoop in and snatch it. Morley's clearance. Brought down beautifully by Jennings, but the second touch wasn't what he needed. Inviting Harkin to get stuck in. Musa in there too. Jennings somehow able to find his way out. Now calling for handball against Faulkner, which isn't upheld. But in the melee, Oadby have possession once again. To Sanga. Now Rizwan Hussain. Mario Mendes. Oadby piling into the area. Mendes, can he get the cross in? And it's shot to the near post. Has it gone all the way in? Yes, it has. Mario Mendes. And Oadby continue their tradition of scoring at least one goal in every game this season. Mendes has hurt himself in the celebration. But he was not about to give up on the move. Just keep it within the confines of play. Taking a chance at the near post, and Neeson seemed to save it onto the post. And despite the best efforts of Ritson on the line, it just crept over. Well, United are going to make a double substitution here in response. Sam Ellis and Benji Anamarco both drafted on. Riley DeVoyle and Charlie Faulkner are withdrawn. Well, we're all square. GNG Oadby Town 1, Coventry United 1. And Mendes, the top scorer, has brought the home side well and truly back into the fight. Well, Mendes still struggling. I think he's motioning to Josh Johar that he may not be able to continue here. Coventry have got to try and find themselves a route back into the lead. To Sanga. Mendes showing no signs of that injury now. Mario Mendes to Sanga, looking for Amhaven, cut out, and now Benji Anamarco on the left-hand side, down line with Morley. Ellis turns into Jennings. His first touch of the Coventry United ball. Nagy. Mendes shrugs off Ellis. And Nagy tried to return to Mendes and barging Ellis off the ball, but Ellis sent halfway to China by Tasonga, and Jennings smacks it against Gift Musa's back. Adamarco to Morley. Now it's with Luke Downs. Gift Musa. Ritson claims it. 25 to go. Another tense finale for Coventry United. They've not done anything the easy way this season. Ritson. Again, another ball down the right-hand side that's gone begging. Throw in for Oadby on the halfway line. In fact, it's taken deep into their own turf by Richmond. Well out of position, but the referee's allowed it. Fariad avoids Hussein, but it's mopped up by Harkin. Now Luke Downs. Dunn's brought it to feet. Back to Downs, now Adamarco out wide. Forces his way past Unhaven. It's Benji Adamarco. Fariad makes the block on the deck. Unhaven to Tasunga. And now Oadby are on the march. Going towards Nagy, cut out by Cox. The seconds fall to Jennings. Straight off the shin of Gift Musa, that ball towards Nagy. Musa receives from Cox. Ellis. Ritson. Ellis soaks in the pressure from Patel and Hussein. Great stuff there from Sal Ellis. Cox switches the play, switches it a bit too far out for a throw-in, looking for Benji Adamarco. And looks like more alterations for Coventry United and for GNG Oadby Town. Charlie Shaw replaces Gift Musa. A straight swap in midfield. It would be unfair to ask Musa to play the full 90 on his comeback. And the throw to come by Karun and Haven. Shaw immediately volleys on. And as far as Tasunga, runs into Charlie Shaw, and Tasunga looking for Mendes down the right. Mendes a few paces behind it. Goal kick, which Neeson will take. Charlie Shaw didn't quite have the distance on that ball. Dunn tracks back, but it's headed down line by Umar Hussein. It's like Rizwan Hussein and Mario Mendes have swapped wings. Mendes now going down the right. Neeson under pressure. Deals with it well. Chested down by Ellis. Little seal dribble in the centre circle. Patel's there with him. Tasunga tries to juggle it away from Shaw, but Shaw able to find Morley and back home with Neeson. Side foots it down the left-hand side to Steph Morley. Coventry United with work to do. Harkin, chest control, down to the feet of Luke Downs. Adamarco. Ryan Harkin. And look for the through ball to Dunn, cut out by Richmond. It's out with Ellis. Oh, it smacked the Oadby man right in the face, and United had possession. It's not a foul, but it is an obvious head injury. The referee has to stop it. Umar Hussein taking one flash to the face. And Coventry United will have the drop ball, and of course, drop balls these days are uncontested. So they're going to stack options up there. Ellis trying to reason with the referee that it's been taken out of position. The referee doesn't want to know, and it's going to be at the feet of Dan Cassidy. And Coventry will try and pick up where they left off. Dunn. Ellis. Across to Shaw. Now Adamarco. Down low with Charlie Shaw. Click down the right-hand side towards Daniel Cassidy. And Cassidy with a few step-overs to try and create some separation. The cross is far too powerful for the men inside the area, but perfect for Adamarco on the other side. Morley. Adamarco down low with Morley again. United waiting on station. Shaw. Good pressing from Jennings, and now Oadby on the march. Mendes down the right-hand side, and Nagy with him. United pressing men back, but will they be enough? Mario Mendes taking on Morley, skips past the challenge, takes the ball with him. Under pressure now from Kiss Cox. And Jennings lets it run away from him. It's actually Unhaven, Unhaven has gone down. And now Cameron Dunn, eggs the space, one-on-one, slips it through. United have their lead back. Cool, calm, collected, Cameron Dunn. The injury to Unhaven leaving Oadby exposed at the back. Dunn had the freedom of Leicester all the time in the world to decide what he wanted to do. He rolls it under the outstretched hand of Binks. And it nestles sweetly into the bottom corner. That is exactly what Coventry United wanted. And with less than 20 to go, Coventry United once again are in front of the Riverside. And Haven still receiving treatments. It could well be another enforced change for GNG Oadby Town. Coventry United have made 3 alterations with Shaw, Ellis and Adamarco. The only one left being a defensive change in Ben Valence. Scotty Hammond was set to take a spot amongst the subs, but had to pull out late due to personal circumstances. And United could be through again here. Ellis. And Cameron Dunn smacks it against the chest of Richmond. Straight from the kickoff, Coventry United are on fire. Richmond. Adamarco lunges in on Mendes. Adamarco picks up the loose ball. Ellis. Shaw. Picks out Cameron Dunn with precision. Dunn is looking for Ellis, just bounces in front of the former Cops with attacking midfielder. Brian Harkin momentarily dispossessing Patel. And Coventry have got it back full time now with Benji Adamarco. Dunn is waiting in the wings. Harkin couldn't find him. A lunging by Cassidy, enough for it to beat Umar Hussain to the punch. Luke Downs. Cox to Shaw. Here's Sam Ellis. Boot in by Tasanga. And now Nagy racing through. Little barge from Ritson, look to slow him down. And leaping onto it is Neeson. Ritson. Now Cox. Ritson again, 15 to go at the Riverside. Coventry United with a slender lead. Cassidy drills it back to Neeson. Cox pirouettes away from Nagy. Curls it right, Cameron Dunn. Cuts it back for Cassidy, slides in on Hussein to keep it alive for United. Back heel by Ellis. Now Cameron Dunn. This is champagne football from Coventry United. Cameron Dunn taking on Richmond. It's Cameron Dunn through for another one. Just pulls it wide. A move that deserved to see the net rustle again. Well, Patel has left the field. And in his place, I haven't seen the shirt number, it's either 15 or 16. And United forcing Lambert Tasanga into another error, and it's actually Jagger Singh who's made his way on, the number 16. It's been all Coventry United since their second goal. Ellis is pinballing around the right side of the area. Hussein does well to clear the lines. Ritson scoops it up. Shaw volleys to Luke Downs. Cox high into the sky. Jennings couldn't bring it under control. Ellis in from behind. Chris Cox looks for Adam Marco. Adam Marco steams into Anhaven. Who got the last touch? It is Adam Marco, and it will be a throw-in to Oadby deep into their own turf. Harkin closes down Anhaven. Another throw-in. Singh gives it away cheaply to Morley, but Oadby will come again. Tasanga asking for handball against Downs. Another unfounded handball claimed by Tasanga. Shaw has feet taken away from him by Tasanga. Referee says nothing doing. Through ball for Mendes. Will he get there in time? Yes, he will. Slide by Cox. Corner. Mendes wants a free kick. It doesn't really matter. It's virtually the same position anyway. It's not quite time for Adam Binks to hit the opposing penalty area, but he's heading up towards the centre circle. Will it be another 2-1 defeat back-to-back for GNG Oadby Town? It's taken short to Mendes. And it's a tame effort at the near post. Umar Hussein not getting the power behind it. 12 to go. GNG Oadby Town 1, Coventry United 2. Ritson. Cassidy. Well, it's not quite a 6-0 drawing like we're seeing at the CBS as Coventry City are battering QPR, but this game special in its own right. Adam Marco. Luke Downs on his return to Coventry United. Harkin. Here's Steph Morley. Adam Marco wants it. Adam Marco gets it. Sam Ellis, his Coventry United debut. Returns to Adam Marco. Now Shaw. His ball getting done through for the second of the afternoon for Coventry United, but the switch to the play rolls off the boot of Cassidy, who aside from that has had a great return to the United side. Hussein. One in the air by Cassidy. Closed down by Sam Ellis. Taken out on the slide by Jakeem Jennings. It's through to Ryan Harkin. Bounces across. Had Binks scrambling and sprawling in front of the Oadby net. Harkin fancies a second to make it safe. And we're just noticing there that Coventry City are actually 7-0 in front now against Queen's Park Rangers. A second goal for Victor Torp. We've been ingratiated that much in this game, we haven't even had a chance to look anywhere else. Ritson. Cassidy at right back. Shaw. Looking to meet the run of Cameron Dunn. He's got the wrong side of Hussein. A little shove in the back. Referee says no. But United have the corner. Dunn playing it out off Umar Hussein. Into the last 10 minutes. Cameron Dunn. United look to seal it, to make it safe in the closing stages. Towards Ritson. Couldn't get the effort down. Adamarco with the interception, loses that quickly to Anhaven. Up the field. Sanger gets the advantage of that little nick in from Luke Downs. Mendes chases, he's a stride or two behind, throwing level with their own area for Coventry United, but crucially they have possession. Premier League updates. Bournemouth still leading 1-0 at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Aston Villa staring defeat in the face at Brentford 1-0. Burnley leading 1-0 at home to fellow promoted side Sunderland. And well, no doubt about the game of the day. Coventry City 7-0 up at QPR at the moment. Ellis, well, I think that Cameron Dunn had the ability to transform into the road runner on that one, but it's into the box and easy pickings for Binks. And Haven. Singh. Karun Haven again. Looking left. Little hand in the back from Shaw. Dunn back to Shaw. Dunn tries to make sure he's onside. He is onside. Harkin is. Harkin through. The flag is now raised, I think, against Dunn rather than Harkin. But Harkin went to strike just as Dunn was making his way towards the ball, which cancelled out his onside position. Unaji. Rizwan Hussein. Across the penalty area, Mendes. He looked for an option in Jennings, but it's collected by Downs. Morley. Doesn't want to rush things here. Adamarco, United slowing the pace down. Morley along the left touchline. Centre back straight into the path of Morley there. Hassad Faryad. 7 to go. Daniel Cassidy. Shaw into the centre circle with Downs. Looks left for Adamarco. Adamarco's got space. Now taking on Karun Haven. They need the third goal to be certain. Adamarco into the area and stopped at the near post. Binks claiming well. Mario Mendes runs it straight into touch. And another change for GNG Oadby Town. Matt Richmond coming off. Oadby going for it. And they're bringing on... Can't quite see the number. I think that's number 12. That would be Jamiri Hyatt. And Haven running himself into the ground in this game. Struggling with cramp. Back on his feet. Hyatt taking over from Richmond for the final 6 minutes of this game, at least in normal time. And Richmond leaving the technical area early. Doesn't seem he's particularly pleased about being withdrawn. Field by Faryad. Hyatt. Back with Binks. And Haven. Binks again. And drills it straight past Karunam Haven. Poor kick from the Oadby number 1. Not, of course, intended to do that. Morley. Adamarco with Haven for company. Back down line to Steph Morley. Tries to jink it through and does. Back heel by Adamarco. Crossed by Morley. Ellis was in there. Doesn't reach it. Smothered by Binks. Now field towards Nagy. Cassidy swoops in and steals it for Coventry. But Ritson caught in possession. And now Emmanuel Nagy. Cox is in the way. And Nagy again. Cox again making the block. Jennings tries to keep the pressure on. Jennings curls it! Oh, what a goal! A second equaliser for GNG Oadby Town. Cox's heroics all for naught, thanks to a sensational strike by Jennings. And for the first time this season, GNG Oadby Town have scored twice. And if you're going to equalise, you may as well do it with style. A beautiful, dipping, curling effort, leaving Neeson absolutely helpless. He'll watch that one back a few times. Jennings makes it 2-2 with 3 minutes to go. What a game this has been. United pushing forward and then being clawed back. And Oadby have the bit between their teeth now. They want to go for this win. They've given away the free kick, and Haven with a little drag on Benji Adamarco. Morley believed it was going to be a throw-in. But now inside with the referee, it is a free kick. He's taking it short to Cox. Nearly sent it over the head of Cassidy. Cassidy's header. Ritson prevents Hussein from making inroads. Ritson's ball only headed up by Faryad. Now Harkin has the chance to win it! Stings the gloves of Harkin, and Hyatt lets it go behind for the corner. No one's leaving early. This game is far from over. Two to go, plus stoppages. Coventry with all the hard work to do again. It's done, not across his own net. Ellis back in. Cassidy tried the volley. It was a cheeky attempt. It nearly paid off. Nagy. No one's been able to put their cap on this game. Ellis draws in the free kick. Oadby want to know why. Couple of yards into their own territory. Coventry United need to get this ball at the other end of the park. And just as Morley takes it, and Haven's gone down with cramp again. They've got one more change they can use, that being Sergio Dillon. And Dillon is called into action. He's going for a last warm-up before he heads on the field, but it's clear and Haven cannot continue. This, of course, will be added on at the conclusion of the game. Change confirmed. Karuma Haven. The Pitbull at right back. What a game he's had. Chased after every single ball. And Sergio Dillon on for the last dredgings of this match. A match with still all to play for. Everyone in the opposing half except for Neeson and Morley. Right on the halfway line, Steph Morley, there it goes. United throwing everything at this. Whitson's there, nods it up, and it dips over. It's looking like another frustrating trip for Coventry United. The new signings have made improvements, but not by enough to take the 3 points as it stands. Binks. Headed up onto the halfway line by Cox. Ellis up there. Handball claims. Referee says no against Chris Cox, who's moved into midfield. Adamarco. Shoulder to shoulder with Dillon. He's left him behind. Now taking on Fariad. United needs some inspiration here. Adamarco pulls it back. And Sam Ellis on his debut. What an introduction to the Red and Green Army. 2 minutes into added time. Oadby thought they'd snatched a share of the spoils with a sensational strike from Jennings. But Sam Ellis, signed this week from Rugby Town, with a low drive beyond Binks. Right place, right time, right man. Well, United never do things the easy way, do they? The redemption is within reach for Coventry United. 3-2. Adamarco charges down Fariad. Harkin, the goal scorer may not be over here. Slide in by Hyatt. And Oadby have ended the danger. Cassidy slides in on Jagger Singh. Ellis drawing in the pressure. Dispossessed by Hussain. Ellis as well blocks Hussain. There will be a free kick to Oadby. The poachers are running out of time. Can they still poach a point? And Binks ordering Hussain to give him the ball or boot it quickly, and then telling Hussain in no uncertain terms how unhappy he was. And that's as far as Jennings. Has he got one more in him? Through to Songa. Is there one last twist? Oh, there could have been. Umar Hussain in prime position. But of all people for it to fall to in that area, it was the left back. Blood pressure through the roof. Heart pounding out of my chest. The joys of being a commentator for Coventry United. If you put a blood pressure monitor on me, I think it will blow up in 2 seconds. We've seen it all at Coventry United, but this has to go up there with one of the great games. United have sometimes made it harder than it had to be, but with a couple of seconds to go until the 5th minute of added time has elapsed, Coventry United can almost taste the 3 points. Here's Hussain. Punts it long towards Naji. Hussein, done in there with the challenge, takes it to Shaw. Shaw blasts it. Here's Binks. 95 minutes have elapsed here at the Riverside. Binks goes towards a Nagy. Cleared unceremoniously by Steph Morley. Hyatt. Under pressure, plays it back to Binks. Binks still under pressure from Harkin. Out wide with Hussein. Now it's with Hyatt. Hussein. Cleared by Ritson on the chest of Sam Ellis. And it's Ellis's goal, which has got Coventry United the most valuable of 3 points. The pressure building and building on the red and greens after that incredible equaliser from Jennings. But the new boy was on hand to ensure Coventry United left with all the spoils they can carry. An incredible game. Oadby showing their vast improvement, scoring twice for the first time this season. For 7-0, you know, you can give or take it, but, 7, it's not too bad. Goals for 2 from Haji Wright, 2 from Radoni, 2 from Torp, 1 from Brandon Thomas Asante, and a great day for the Sky Blues. In the Premier League, Bournemouth 1, Wolves 0, Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0, Burnley 2, Sunderland 0. In the Championship, Birmingham 1, Oxford 0. In fact, no, wait a minute. QPR, to spoil the day, they've got one back. 7-1 it ended there. Kone scoring his first QPR goal. A man that Coventry really could have gone for, actually, just for £2 million. 91st minute goal for QPR, ending 7-1 there at the CBS. Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 2, Preston 1, Ipswich 0. Sheffield United 0, Millwall 1, another defeat for Sheffield United. Southampton 1, Stoke 2, another victory for Mark Robins' men. West Brom 1, Portsmouth 1, and what a comeback this is from Sheffield Wednesday. Wrexham 2, Sheffield Wednesday 2. And let's have a look at the final score in the game at Aylestone Park if we can. Of course, Coventry United taking on Amesbury on Monday. And the final score there, Aylestone Park 2, Amesbury 2. Aylestone 2-0 up through Armenian Samuels with a penalty from Lewis Lynn and a 94th minute equaliser through Max Kimpton have saved a point for Amesbury at the Mary Linwood ground. We're going to be talking to Coventry United manager Ellis Allain and a member of the Coventry United playing staff after today's game. We can only thank you very, very much for your support here on a thankfully uninterrupted broadcast on Coventry United TV. We're back on Monday with the bank holiday game against Amesbury Rovers, 3 o'clock kickoff. As always, live coverage here on CUTV. And the highlights, we'll try and get them out tonight for you. You want to see the action, don't you? Yes, you do. What a game it was. And, well, all it's left for me to say is thank you very much for joining us. Liam Cook signing off from the Riverside. Final score, Oadby 2, Coventry 3.